Hey you beautiful people, how's it going? And welcome to my final 3.14 loot video. So in this one, I'm going to be farming what a few people have requested, which is the Feared. Now I'm going to be doing it at 90 plus Quant using the Hateforge build because it's an absolute face roll. And yeah, I will just show you how much you can make. Now if you didn't know, the Feared was nerfed in 3.14. So you used to be able to do it in a party and all of you would get the boss captures. However, they changed that so only the instance owner gets the boss capture now. So, you know, it kind of nerfs party play a bit, which sucks, but it kind of stops people from, you know, spamming it with bots. So, I'm going to be running 25 myself, which I've bought. So here's the overall cost right now. 25 Cortex costing 85x, Uber at 0 at 5.2, Triula 25x, 1x each, Ubrada 50, which is about 2x per set as well. You can buy them on TFT, you can get them a bit cheaper if you're not in a rush as well, about 1.8, 1.9 if you're lucky. And Feared invites are about 5c each, so 1x for 25. So yeah, if you didn't know already, you can capture both the Elder and the Shaper in the Ubrada encounter to save yourself a little bit of time if you want to do this. But yeah, I'm going to be showcasing the loot that I get from these, as well as the Feared themselves, and we will see. I'm pretty sure that I will probably double this, to be honest. But the time investment is going to take a while, so I will skip ahead to the future, and I will show you the loot that I got in a few days. So yeah, see you in a moment. Alright ladies and gents, I finished the Feared. I did 25 in total. I did them all at 105 Quant in the end because it was actually just much easier to just buy the invites already rolled for me at 30c each. So I just ended up doing that. So I've updated the spreadsheet to reflect the price and also the title of the spreadsheet. So getting into the tabs, starting with the Feared tab, as you can see, I have a lot of Ricks over here, 4 Watcher's Eyes, a bunch of Uberalda frags, stuff like that. You'll probably notice I don't have one Bottled Faith, and I feel like they have definitely nerfed the drop rates in the Feared, which, to be honest, is fine, because the Feared, even if you don't get any notable boss drops, you will always make profit from it, because it's just effectively an added bonus for the other thing, so it's absolutely fine, to be honest. But it was a bit disappointing to see. I've also got a few cool items that dropped as well. So I have this bow, which drops with chaos damage implicit. So this is pretty pricey as well from what I can see on trade. I also got a fizz damage implicit dual foil. Not flat fizz, but still pretty decent. And this has already sold. I'm just putting it here to showcase it for the video. Other notable things I got this claw up here. And I'm not too sure how to price this claw, to be honest, because there's only one on the market, and it's tier 1 Fractured Fire, and it's 30x, so this is probably worth a decent chunk as well. It's not an Imperial Claw, which is the best base, but it's still fine. I'm going to assume I can sell that for a decent chunk. I got a Doom Fletch with +1 additional arrow and attack speed drop as well. Not sure, again, how much that would cost, or if anyone would even buy this. And a Mimas Qualm Sign with 21 Anger Aura effect, which I thought I would keep. And also a Mimas Malachi's Artifice with Hatred and no socket. So yeah, pretty decent there. Moving on to the actual boss drop sets themselves. So these are all the loot that I got from the actual bosses in their respective realms. So the Ubrada and Cortex are the ones you're looking for really. Chola and Aziri, well, Aziri being absolutely god-awful because nothing's worth anything. And Chola can be worth a bit. If you get one of these with the right sockets, they can go for 3x upwards, but very rare. So the most notable thing from these are the absolute Bottled Faiths that I got. Tons of them, 11 out of 25, which is a really good rate because these are still 12 Exalted Orbs. And obviously, the higher the crit chance and the rolls on them, the more you could potentially sell them for. I didn't get any max rolled, and I got a really terrible one here with 1.02, which is god-awful. But yeah, this is over 100x easily, just from this column here. And then the Shaper and the Uberalda, so I got 10 Watcher's Eyes in total, I level 86, so I'm probably going to ID these in a future video and not sell them, but I have just put them here un-ID'd for the sake of pricing them. As well as this Indigon with fat rolls. Look at that for an Indigon, guys. That just dropped like that. That is insane. So yeah, that's pretty cool as well. And a few Mark of the Elders and Shapers. I've got 2 with decent rolls like this one. 10% max life, 78 damage. So that one's worth quite a bit. And there's also another one around here. Yeah, 79, 10 max life over here. So those ones bump those prices up a bit. So just quickly, I just want to tell you about this. If you didn't know this, this passive here actually affects the Uberalda. I wasn't sure on it, but one of my friends ran a bunch of Uberaldas with it on and with it off, and they told me that the rate was significantly better with it on. So, you know, from the takeaway from that, I have to assume it works. So I've put it on, and to be fair, I did get quite a lot of Watcher's Eye drop, so I'm pleased with that. So I will jump into the spreadsheet real quick. So So coming into the spreadsheet now, the total investment in the end was 171.45x, and something I want to go over here, the time investment was only 8.3 hours for 25. Now, this could be a lot faster if the bosses weren't phased. Exile is by far the longest, especially with the Val Oversouls at the start, which take the piss. I fucking hate them. But yeah, Exile, very annoying to do, and the loot is awful, so yeah, very cool there. But time investment-wise, 8.3 hours is very, very fast, especially, you know, I'm using the Hate Forge build, so you have to bear that in mind when you take into account my time investment. My feared runs took me about 6 to 10 seconds to destroy the feared. That is how quickly they die with Hate Forge. On any modifier, it doesn't even matter, they will just die. You can do it, obviously, with other builds like General's Cry Berserker's probably fine. Any Stormbrand Shenanigan build will be fine as well. But Hate Forge is just dope. So try it if you can afford it. Now going into the prices, Exile and Chola, I've just put them in the same column because they're not really worth anything. Basically, all of my money here just comes from the Blessing of Cholas at 3.5x, or about 30c each, so that's not too bad there. And then we've got Skin of the Loyals, which I've priced. This one, 5 green, 1 blue, is apparently 60c plus, so 0.3x there. So total from that is just 4.75x. So, you know, it's 25, 30x for these two. It's definitely painful, but it doesn't matter too much. So the Uberalder, which is one of the spicy ones, we had 10 Watcher's Eyes, about 6.5x un-ID'd. Now, I'm not going to sell them un-ID'd. I will ID them in a video in the future, probably, because I want to try and hit a mirror tier 1. So if you want to see that, feel free to subscribe for it, and it'll be in the future. Aside from that, we got the Indigon. That max rolled Indigon is pretty expensive. The other ones that I compared it to the market that were like 3x upwards, so about 3x for that. So in total, 73.8x from the Uberalder, which when compared to the price, you know, it's 23.8x profit. Cortex as well, very, very profitable. 85x investment for the 25 Cortexes, and we made a total of 141.2. So 11 bottled faiths, all selling at the 12x base mark. I could sell some for more. Those 1.8 crit ones might go for like 13x if I'm a bit patient, but I don't really mind that much. I had 2 Garbs, which is actually the rarest thing you can get in Cortex. So they are 2x, but this one has +1 max fire res and a bit of lightning res as well. And this one has fizz damage taken from attack hits and reduced Elliot Alman. So somebody that's playing an Animate Guardian that really doesn't want it to die may pay a bit more just for these extra things, because they're quite nice defensively. So going back into the spreadsheet over here, the rest of the stuff I got wasn't that great. I got an I-84 Shaper Opal Ring. Oh yeah, I also got one of those in the Uberalder as well. So those are 2x, so very nice base drops there. As well as an Elder Steel Ring, I-83, which is about 40c. I also got a Distant Memory, which is also about 40c as well from the Cortex itself, so pretty cool there. So 141 in total from the Cortex and the 73 from the Uberalder, and nets us straight over our investment anyway, so we're already in profit from that. So how much was the feared in this league? So Maven's Ritz, we have 29.4, valued at 22.7 exalted orbs. So quite expensive. Definitely worth it to run the feared, in my opinion. Just off that alone, that is very good. I mean, you could also run the Maven's Ritz if you're feeling lucky and you get a bunch of Maven's orbs and then you're minted as well. I got 68 Orb of Unmakings, but there's only 66 in my tab because I ended up using 2 of them. But I've still noted them down here as their price. So 5.6x for that. 4 Watcher's Eyes, I-85, about 1.8x each, so 7.2x. A Garb in the Feared as well, which was just 2x because its implicits for garbage. A bunch of Skin of the Loyals, 2.95x. However, I'm probably not going to sell those. I will probably just sell them for Divines, which will probably add up to roughly the same anyway. Then a bunch of fragments for the Uberalder fight, so I'll probably run these as well. But at the moment, we have 2.3x for the 4 Fragment of Knowledges. As well as, you know, the other things that aren't that much. Fragment of Shape, only had 2 of those, 1.1x. So coming down, I will skip all the stuff that's like 0.1, 0.9, like, except these actually. So we got a bunch of Watchstones, but we only had 2 Platinum Valdos, Haywalk and Lyra, which are the valuable ones. After that, the other Watchstones we had, there was 66 of them, coming in at 2.8x. Now, I'm not going to sell them, I've just priced them at their absolute minimum, which is about 5c each. So yeah, I've just thought I'd put that in there as well. Intuitive Leap, just a random drop, 0.9x at the moment, uncorrupted. Thicket Bow with the Castle Implicit are 7x upwards from everything on trade, so I'll just list that as 7x. I got 9 Nebuluses, but I'm not going to sell them, so I've actually priced them at 0, and they're all garbage implicit, so 0. A bunch of Breach Scarabs in there as well, 0.9. Let's go down a bit more and just have a little look. So, yeah, I think that's about it. Oh yeah, Jeweled Ball, Prism Blizzard 3x already sold as well to my friend on my friends list. Yeah, that's about it. So, 63.55x from the fiat in total, which, you know, when you think about it, is an added bonus. I mean, you could technically count it as the cost of the Uber Zeri and the Cholula as well, because, let's face it, you're not going to run these. You may run these because they're definitely profitable, but you'll never run these just for, like, trying to farm. So, you could count that as basically the investment for Uber Zeri and Cholula, which would, you know, double the investment anyway, so it's definitely worth it. So, if I was to show you the overall turnover for this project, it is 283.83x, so over 110x profit, as you can probably guess from, you know, simple maths. So 111.85 total profit, or if you were to put that into exalts per hour based on my personal time investment of 8.3 hours, that would be 13.47x an hour. So if you have a Hate Forge build, or a build that is absolutely perfect for slaying bosses, this is a really good way to make money, in my opinion. Now, you could say that I got super lucky with the Bottled Faiths, and that may be true. I don't know, because it felt very common to me. But yeah, definitely worth running, in my opinion. And it's really fun compared to, you know, just absolute fucking brain dead mapping. I really enjoyed this. So, yeah, there you have it. This is the most profitable thing that I've done in the league. 13.47x an hour. Nothing I have known to beat that. I think if you do the formed farming with a pretty decent character, you can make like 7-8x an hour. So technically this does beat it based on my results, but, you know, it may vary, because I only did 25. If I was to do 100, it would be a more accurate price, but 25 is a pretty good amount, in my opinion, just to test for the field, because it takes quite a while to do all of the bosses. So I hope you enjoyed it, guys. As I said at the start, this is probably going to be my last loot video for the 3.14 league, and from here on out, I'm either going to do like build guides or just gambling videos until the next league with the patch notes and whatnot. So thanks, guys, for watching. Take care. I will see you guys around, and yeah, peace.